check, sound check. 1 2 1 2. Audio, visual, sound check. 1 2 1 2. Mic test, sound check. 1 2 1 2. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Audio check, audio check. 1 2 1 2. Sound check. 1 2 1 2 3. Sound check. 1 2 3. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Sound check. 1 2 1 2 3. Sound check. Sound check. Audio check. 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. 1 2 1 2 3. Sound check. Sound check. 1 2 1 2 3. Sound check. 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. 1 2. Welcome to today's very special day. It's a Super Saturday, as they call it, a day when Nigerians here in Nova Scotia will be electing their leaders going forward into 2026, 2028. A quarter time of leadership. So here at the BMO, we have very special people here. But before then, I'd like to apologize for the late, start of this event. We've been here trying to set up things, put up the microphones, make sure that the tech things are running smoothly. And I must give it to the electoral committee, men and women there who are doing a great and fantastic work there. They've been working tirelessly, and at some point I heard that they went to bed about 3 a.m. yesterday, all to give us a very transparent and solid election today here. As we all know, the venue is the BMO Soccer Center. Well, not necessarily for soccer today, but to select those who will lead the ANNS Association to the next another phase of our community well-being here in Nova Scotia. And with me here today, I have the head of the electoral committee, Mr. Teke. I'll be asking him a few questions basically around, what to expect in today's elections over here. Teke, do you want to tell us exactly what you have in the menu for us today?
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a special day, like you earlier said, and we've been working around the clock to make sure everybody have the kind of election we have dreamt of in Nigeria. We hope Nigeria will call us and learn from us. So as you can see, results are already being displayed. It's going live. People are seeing what is happening now. All the offices are being displayed. The winners should be knowing themselves now. And as of now, we have about 75% of voters that have voted. So please, if you're yet to vote, if you're yet to get involved, log in now, do your voting. If you have any issue with your link, please email us. We are all here in the strong room to attend to your queries. Thank you.
But one more question before I let you go, the ELECO chairman. There's some sense of anticipation here and some kind of fluctuation as far as the votes coming in and out. And tell us what exactly is changing and how quickly are they changing right now?
Well, if we refresh every of our system in every 1 hour, we see a swing. By 6 a.m. in the morning, we had like 50% of people voting. We thought we knew where the swing was going. Every 2 hours, as we try to refresh, we see a divergent view telling us that people are really interested in voting. So I believe if by the end of today, before the end of this election, we will really see the reflection of what people really want, who people really want to lead them in this year's election.
As far as timelines, I know it was supposed to have started since 12 o'clock, and now we are headed to something around a few minutes to 1 o'clock. So when does this come to an end for today?
So we are approaching about 80% of voters now. We still have about 1 hour 20, about 20 minutes, 2 hours 20 minutes. Everything ends here by 3, and immediately after the voting ends, it's another 3, 4, 5 minutes. The system will reboot itself, and everyone can see the results on their mobile phone using the same link they use in voting. You'll see their results online, and also by the end of today, to all the members of ANNS, we have a copy of the results emailed to them for their records.
Awesome. Well, you've all heard it there from the election chair there, basically giving us a rundown of what to expect today. And as you can see around the room, we also have one of the candidates here. He came in here just to see for himself how things are going so well. So far, what do you think? What's the impression with what you've seen in the room today?
It's going very perfect.
And what's your name again?
My name is Michelle Defunga. It's going very perfect, and I over expected what I'm seeing here. It's more than what one was expecting. I think maybe a lot of bodies need to come and learn from us here how things are done right and done perfectly without any hinge and partiality. done very well.
Yeah, I agree with you because even myself, when I came in here, I was amazed with the setup where, and then the level of organization that we see. I see that you have someone beside you. Is that your agent today?
No, he's my son. I had in mind to come and set up. I never knew that you guys would be here to have set up the place. So I was thinking of him coming as a hand to help me because I was told earlier that we need background setup before the crew comes in, and I beckoned on him to join me, welcoming that he's going to help me do some backdrop to cover some things before the electoral team comes in. I never knew that. Well, you guys are doing a great job.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, I said it there. He came ready. He came to do probably his first duty of supporting the community. We also have another member of the election committee, Madam Faith. She's here, and we just want to ask her one or two questions as far as the organization of today's event. Tell me, what is it that you expect out of today's event?
For everybody to vote, and we're not gonna run up election because we did it 2 years ago and it was a lot of work. Hopefully, it will not happen this year, and the best winner win. That's my own, so that this organization can come together. I just want peace. That's all.
I also want peace, by the way. But how much of effort has gone into this planning? Because you guys are unbelievable. You're here as early as the 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning, and you're still here, and things keep going. Tell us what amount of effort has been put in as far as this planning.
Because we have a good leader, our chairperson for this election committee. We come together, we listen to each other, and they brought their own idea because I'm not a technology person, but they are. So everything was, we want to do things according to the rule. So we don't want anybody to question our integrity because I'm good integrity. Because if you question my integrity, then you touch my tail. So, but anyway, being said that because we love our country and we're passionate about our what we do in this society. I was volunteer myself to be part of this election committee, and it gives me more insight to see a lot of work, both the old executive and current new one that are coming, and the election committee what they are doing to make sure that everything is right. You know.
So clearly, I can see things are going smoothly, and I'll come back to you where the time permits. But as you can see, all over here we have the tech team. They are working on things. Benga is on console, and we are going to come back because a couple other people that we'll be speaking to, as far as the election goes. We expect some interviews to be taking place later here today. But make sure if you haven't voted yet, you're voting right now because I can feel the energy in the room. It's building. Some people are already feeling like they are there already, and some other ones are hoping that that single vote, will change things for them. And we can see fluctuation, like the chair said. We see that someone will be leading an hour ago, and then the next hour you check it again, this person is below. So it's all interesting. It shows participation. It shows a commitment from community to change, to make changes to this thing. So make sure you don't go away because we will be coming right back with updates around here as far as the organizing, as far as the changes that we anticipate. All right, don't go away. I'll be right back. Promise Okoy again, as usual. Stay tuned. Make sure you vote. Sako, I need to have some. Right, so I'm right here with a very familiar face within the community, and if you don't know this face, then you're on a long thing. And basically, stop by to see how the election is going, and we'd like to have a chat with him. But I'll leave him to do the introductions because he's a big man.
I have a privilege, but my name is Sako, SSCO. I live in Halifax. I'm Master of Ceremony, the convener of Halifax Must Laugh, the first comedy show, African comedy show in Halifax. I'm excited to be part of this association.
Sako, of course, as we know, it's an international name. If you call this name in Nigeria, even Tinubu will reach out. Right, so Sako is here, and we just want to ask you, what does community really mean to you as far as people coming together, one name, for a purpose? What does that mean really to you?
I'm excited when I hear about the Community Association of Nigerians in Nova Scotia. It brings back, it's an assurance that I might not be in Nigeria, but it's an association that is passionate and is looking out for Nigeria. The fact that you are a Nigerian, I've been part of it for like 2 or 3 years since I moved in, and I've seen how much a lot of people refer to say the first day I landed Halifax, this family helped me. You know how family go extra mile. We work with shift, and somebody will leave his shift, go pick an African or pick a Nigerian, take him to a place to settle in. I'm happy. This is what community was about. Somebody can address a child, somebody can talk about and have your back, and you know that this person is not trying to get something. He just loves you as a Nigerian and as a member of the association.
Right. So today is election day,
Yes.
the Super Saturday, and clearly it's a day when we select people who are going to move the association forward.
Yes.
For you, what should those leaders be looking forward to? I mean, we've seen a lot of things happen within community, both good, bad, and ugly, but leadership is something we cannot allow vacuum to exist.
Yes.
What do you expect?
For me, the essence of nominating or selecting leaders to represent us is that we may not have the all time to speak when we need to express ourselves, but our leaders are representative of what we stand for, our culture, what we believe. There's a lot of negativity in the air about Nigerians or Africans, but the essence of us selecting leaders to speak on our behalf is to speak about our values. We all have values, and then when we come together as an association is to say we're putting you there because we know that you represent us well, especially in the Canadian environment.
Absolutely. I mean, you've talked about the airport pickup, which a lot of people alluded to has really helped them because that first impression matters a lot. But what are, let's say, two very critical things that you look forward to the new leadership changing or adding if it wasn't there to their portfolio?
Policies affecting Nigerians, looking out for policies that will help Nigerians settle in properly, not especially the health sector where you don't have to wait for a long time to get to get appointment. Or I heard of a case in a guy in New Brunswick or somewhere that died because he was not attended to on time. I mean, but when you know you have an association, a few days ago somebody was rushing to the hospital, and then we saw how we rally, everybody. I mean, we were there, and that's the essence of it, and you know that when this happens, it brings unity. I have enjoyed that unity. When I came in a few years ago and I saw comedy show has not happened in Canada, I mean for Nigerians, and I started bringing, and Nigerians supported. I said it's good, let's bring this in, and they supported by buying tickets, and we've done the fourth edition. We're doing the fourth edition this year. So for me, I'm excited. I know that it's another level that we're going to.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll just ask you one more question, then I'll let you go because I know
I'm
you're always very busy.
I'm not rushing out. I'm not rushing out. Yes.
You've touched on something very critical, and that's unity.
Yes.
You have your event here, and over time you have a mix of everyone from everywhere in Nigeria participate or come in at least to be part of the event. What does unity really mean to you?
It means unity means whether you're Igbo, you're Hausa, you're Yoruba, you're anything, as long as you're Nigerian. And when I use anything, I'm not saying to make somebody lower. I mean, you're Nigerian. It means just like way football is global, brings everybody together. Bringing that concept to say, Why do you have to take comedy to Toronto, take Toronto to take comedy to every other part, not Halifax? For me, when I see this, when it started, we've all seen other guys bringing other people to say it's possible. It's 2 hours from Toronto. Why would you go all the way to Calgary to do something 5 hours when you can actually fly from Toronto? People say again the name Halifax. We've heard about the name Halifax, but when you begin to talk about bringing comedians, bringing guys, and people say, "Oh, this is how lively Halifax is." It brings unity. I mean, it makes and both Hausa buy ticket, Yoruba buy ticket, and it's encouraging. You see a lot of guys reach out and say you're doing a fantastic job. Just this morning, somebody was saying thank you for bringing this, and I couldn't have done it by myself. I have supporters. I have people that believe. You're part of those people. We have people that have supported. So I'm excited that this is happening. There's a fourth edition this year, and guess what? Because it started in Halifax, we're doing Bolton Must Laugh in Ontario. We're doing Waterloo Must Laugh on the 16th. We're doing Winnipeg Must Laugh. We're doing St. John Must Laugh because it started from here. So we've used Halifax to test the ground to say Nigerians want to bring the memories of going to comedy shows in Nigeria. Let's have it here, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be part of that session.
Clearly, there's no better way of defining unity
Yes.
with such, wonderful words of yours. But we look forward that even this election will bring that desired unity that will last also for long.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sako,
Thank you.
for speaking to us.
I promise.
All right.
Yeah.
I promise you have a good leader as well. Right, you've heard it from Sako. Sako, like we said, is a very powerful name within community and beyond. And we are looking forward to, having more people share their views, perspective, as far as expectation from today's elections. Don't go away, and I'll be right back.
Tell her what she's saying on the phone. So I'll just camera a little bit to more. Look at the screen. Yeah. You guys are live, that's why they're
brick bats and all those things, and I just didn't want to be part of it, But onward, I integrated myself. I was part of a couple of programs, and I just couldn't see those sentiments, those things I heard about. I did not see the reflection in the organization. I think they probably inherited some kind of balance framework, and they, their mandate was to make sure things be that as it may. I want to go to a mantra that we are used to as human beings. We say, we don't change a winning team. I don't think that is right, because the losing team are always thinking ahead on how to upset the victory of the winning team. So things have to change. And democratic tenets calls for periodic election, which is what we are doing today. So my expectation with the new executive is that there is a balanced ground for them to now build things that are progressive for Nigerian communities that are here. I have heard the proclamations of the two candidates. I vividly listened to them, and I apologize for calling them proclamations. I don't believe in politicians, so I don't call what they give out as manifestos. I call them proclamations. So I am thinking either of the candidates who wins the election eventually will live with some level of dignity. For me, dignity comes from living true to your words, and when you feel you are going to fail out of exigent reasons that are beyond your own control, it's good that you are transparent. You come out and then you say, oh, we will not be able to achieve this, or because of this we did not achieve this. I am sorry. We practically failed in that regard. But for those things that you think you could work on and fail, there is no reason, I don't think there is any reason to politicize things when you're already a leader. A leader is a leader. You are the front man. You are the guide of everybody. You are up there. The respect is natural, God-given, religious, societal. Everything is natural. But I think the tendency for us as Nigerians is that when we become leaders, political leaders, we feel some kind of competition in within us. Like, okay, let me use the Nigerian contextual words: oppositions. They
But we don't have opposition.
yeah, but I think because of the living trauma that Nigerians live with, anywhere we find ourselves in leadership position, I think we live with that innate feelings that there are some people who are there.
I mean, we can't pretend that there were no issues. But you'll agree with me that the outgoing executive have done a great job in maintaining relative calm, and people are coming together. There's something that looks like unity. How do you expect these ones to build on that foundation?
Now, I think it's outreach. And I was happy the two candidates actually had some of those things. It's now time for Nigerian communities to build that outreach, to connect with different organizations and then function as a really force, a force of the society in themselves. I was chatting with someone and we were wondering, why are there no Nigerian artistic events or venues where we could go? I was sentimental about that because I'm an artistic person. My area is in the arts, so I feel, oh, these are some of the things we should be doing. These are some of the things we bring our homes with us when we leave Nigeria. We carry our culture and everything. But primarily is in terms of the food or the music we listen to. We tend to leave all these artistic heritages back, and then you find some of us, the only thing we actually relax with in terms of art and is when some of our comedians or whatever come around, but there's really no theater, there's really no film, there's really no
So
artistic.
are you planning to change that situation where we can have some kind of theater venues here for plays and stuff like that. Is that something you're advocating for?
Who am I? But the I think I could give my word that whenever or wherever that is taking place in the city or around in the association, I would invest myself.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I get it that these are some of the things that would most likely help, to push this unity forward, where we always come together to different events. I had the privilege of interviewing another member of the community, Sako. I'm sure you know him. He talked about the different shows he's bringing in, but we're talking about an executive in this case, where we have, diverse voices, people from different groups saying different things. And I think, just like you said, it's important that we consider that. But we've seen that Nigeria plays a very, very vital role within the community of immigrants here, communities around in Nova Scotia. How do you think Nigeria can come out of this election and be able to lead other communities around Nova Scotia?
Well, I always say every Nigerian is a born leader because we are overly competitive, we are overachievers, we are everything that a profound human being could be. We are God's special creation. And I think even the name Nigeria itself sends some kind of vibration around other uh, sections of the populations around us. So naturally, we have that thing to hold on and promote ourselves. Now that we have an organization that seems to have a balanced framework, it is now time for us to start moving. And I use the word outreach in the sense I don't see any reason why Association of Nigerian in Nova Scotia shouldn't have some kind of special attachment or privilege with institutions. Halifax itself has nearly 6 or 7 tertiary institutions. Why? And all these institutions run Black History Month every February. ANNS is missing in some of these. We should take ownership of some of these things. There are Black museums, there are Black everything. Nigeria is the most populous Black nation in the world. That itself is a big driver for us. Why are we not having things connected to banks? Why are we not having that privilege that, TD Bank is doing these things for Nigerians in Nova Scotia? Why are we not connecting in those? Every Nigerian, the issue is that people want to pay for products and then get value for that product. So by voting or by actually believing in some sects of leader, it is like buying those products.
I totally agree with you. I mean, that sounds like opportunities we need to tap into. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But as far as followers as well, or members of the association, what kind of support would you kind of put forward as far as looking at the new people that will be coming in here to lead the association to the next level? What kind of support will you ask members to give to these ones?
Yeah, naturally, we complain in Nigeria a lot about bad leadership.
Criticize too.
We criticize a lot, but we always fail to also look at the other side that is completely aligned to that cause of bad leadership, bad followership. That is also preeminent in the Nigerian political system. We have bad followership. I have seen, I think, except those occasions where we know that some barbecues or whatever, that is the only.
That's just for celebration.
Yeah, that's the only program I've been that I've seen Nigerians turn up in masse. There are some other programs that we never put privilege on, probably because they don't inspire us. They don't have any connection to our mindset. They are not cerebral enough. But what I'm trying to say is that these leaders will invest time and resources in putting up programs. It behoves on us to actually be participants in that programs because they are doing it for us. It doesn't matter if we don't need to be selective in the areas where we want to be loyal to the association. I think that is the crux. We don't need to be selective. Once we know we belong to this association, I think we should go all out and prove that we have our sense of belonging there. We don't need to be selective. Of course, I was at the jollof rice. What I didn't get to eat jollof rice anyway. Yeah, I think it's the plan didn't work with the population of people who besieged.
But I can assure you that these new leaders are listening. They're going to make jollof rice enough to reach you. How about that?
Of course, absolutely. Even if I don't get to it, I'll still be there. The mere smell of jollof rice is enough to cure headaches.
I can only imagine what your interest will be. Anyway, Soji, thank you for your thoughts. I'll circle back again and get more thoughts from you as far as what to expect. All right, thank you very much. And we also have, thank you. I would reach out again to you. Thank you, man. So I'll be reaching out. I'll be speaking to another member of the election committee. Who'll be sharing his thoughts to tell us the progress they've made so far. And Mr. Stanley, do you want to come over here, please? Thank you. Many of you would have gotten a lot of people may have gotten emails from you and updates, and so we want to hear from you basically. So we have with us here another member of the election committee, and you want to introduce yourself and your role within the executive.
My name is Stanley, and I'm the secretary of the election committee.
Right, Stanley, at the start of your responsibility as election committee, the response was very low. What happened? What brought about this sudden change and interest from the community?
At the start, it was very low. We took it upon ourselves to call people to, like, we practically recruited most of them. We called them to encourage them to throw their heart into the ring and participate. And I want to congratulate them and for being part of the for being candidates, for volunteering to serve the community.
Clearly, it's not easy for anyone to step up and say, okay, I'm ready to run, knowing the kind of community that we have. Were there some challenges you had around maybe nominations and people accepting or not accepting? What was it like, really, if you can give us a sense of what it was?
For most of the positions, it took time to get people to agree to contest. For the presidential, the chairman's position, it took time to convince the two candidates that contested to participate because of what happened in the last election. Because most people don't want drama, they don't want to be part of what happened last time, and that's one of the reasons I volunteered myself to be part of the election committee to make sure that everything worked well this time.
So, being at the center of some of the workings, we see communication going out, and we see your name to it. Clearly, you guys have a very strong, what do you call that again, collaboration within the team to get things going. What would be your assessment of things right from day one, from when we had those meetings, some amendment to the bylaws, we had the debate, we had all of these things happening cumulatively into what is happening this afternoon here in BMO. What will be your assessment so far? Do you think community is responding positively, or what are the things that you want to put out there as far as you're organizing?
I would say the response has been very good. We started by contacting the former chairman and those that have done the election committee, that served as election committee members before. We contacted them to, get them to share their experience. So we learned, and most of the mistakes they made, we try to avoid it, especially trying to put a deadline, registration deadline, and some other things we try to put in place to make sure we don't overstress ourselves and make sure everything goes well this time. So far, looking at the number of people that registered, I would say we got a very good response from the community.
What's the total registration you've got so far?
About 330 something.
Wow, that's impressive. But from what number to this 330 something when you started?
When we started, um, I would say from 200 and something. So we kept like shifting and encouraging people to participate, and the number went up to oh, so originally the number of people before the election period, the number of people that registered was about say 48. So, but we know ourselves, most people registered to just participate in the election.
But looking at it critically, what do you think was responsible for that? Is it about the communication? Is it that just people realize that, or you just suddenly woke up and realized it's time to go save our community? What do you think played that critical role to changing the response that we see today?
I would say the communication played a very good role. The graphics we were putting out, and the candidates that volunteered to participate in this process kind of gingered most of their friends to also participate. So I'll give it to the media, the communication, and to the candidates themselves. So I would say we have a very good team. Whoever wins is a very good, it's very good team, and next 2 years will be very good.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost answering the question into the future. What do you think the future holds for us as far as unity of our community, as far as participation of Nigerians in the Nigerian affairs?
So it will be the responsibility of the new chairman, whoever wins, new president, whoever wins, to mobilize everybody to get all of us participate in most of the activities. And I gave them a little expo on our community here. Many people are busy, and if you put out communication and you're not getting response, try to call call people individually, call them, encourage them, and that's how you get people's attention.
I must say, Stanley, you and your team, you guys have done a fantastic job. Within a short time, we saw, that spike. People are turning out and they are participating. Thank you for your job. Good job. Well done. All right. We'll have time to speak to you some more again about what you guys are doing. All right. So please stay tuned and share these links to your friends. Make sure they are joining in to see what's going on here live and direct from the PMO location of the ANS election. We call it Super Saturday Election Day. All right, don't go away, and I'll be right back with updates. Thank you. Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sound check. 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Sound check. All right, like I promised, and I try to keep my promise. I'm here again with another member of the community, a very important one for that matter. And I'm sure when you see this face, you already know that communication will be coming to you very soon. But I'll let her introduce herself, if you will.
Okay. My name is Gift Madusha. I'm the General Secretary of the association.
Of course, we know that. Give thank you for stopping by also to see what's going on from this venue of the election. And as you can see, we are increasing seeing a lot of participation in this whole thing. And what are you on your own seeing or hearing from other people as far as this election cycle?
So I'd say I personally, just as an executive member, try to stay away.
You're not ex yet.
Well, yes, no, I did say like again, as an executive member of the
Okay.
association. So we've been, the election committee have been pretty much running the whole show, with support from the executives in terms of registrations because we have to confirm with membership registrations. And I think so far feedback from community members have been positive. People have commended the electoral process. At least personal feedback that I've been hearing, just filtering from the community back into the association. So I think so far the process has been as transparent as we would like it to be. I would say for that, in terms of being a transparent process, I give it. If we could give it 100%, I'll give it 100%. And also evidence of even with the live broadcast of the election results today. So.
Well, Gift, you have been involved in this rigorous process of selecting leadership.
Yes.
What do you see that is different from your time and what you see right now?
I'd say between as someone who has been involved in 2 different elections, I think this process this year is more, I say, streamlined. We learned from the mistakes. Yeah, what went well, what didn't go well, and we tried to mitigate that this time around. So things like the decision of the election committee to put off registration a few days to the election, that has also helped with putting data together and making sure that this is all up to date before today's election.
Now, the new leadership coming in when you hand over, how do you think they will be able to come up with structure that will encourage community involvement and participation at all levels?
I think one of it would be to, if I were to give some advice to the new executive, it would be to do a community engagement session to see what has worked over the few years and what could work better. But I would say from our executives, we have put things in place like behind the scenes, currently working on handover notes, making sure that the system is there's like contact information, processes are put in place so that once the new executives come in, they hit the ground running. There's no, I can't find this data, or I can't find that data. We're trying to make sure that all of that is put in place and that the handover process is smooth.
We also have some set of new Nigerians coming into the province who probably yet not belong to the association, and we have some young ones too, probably in school and all that. How can they be integrated into that big umbrella, the ANNS?
Yeah. So these are some conversations that have happened or that we hope to pass ongoing. One will be establishing student societies or student representatives within each campus, because it is sometimes because the students, they have the classes, there's so much going on, like it is hard to integrate them into the bigger association. So having representatives in different campuses will ensure that information filters through. One of the best ways in which people can get to know about the association is when information gets to them. So how can we make sure that there is ease of information flow? So that would be something that I know it was an ongoing conversation with the current executives, and that was something that will probably be passed on. Cape Breton University has a good very strong student association, I'd say, and we have having over the last 4 years. We have been reaching out to, especially the student community, getting them involved, having programs, things like the meet and greet that happened in Cape Breton. We had the Independence Day event also in Cape Breton. Most of the population of the attendees were students. So we're reaching, I would say in that regard, in Sydney, the association communication has been strong over there, but it would be good to extend that beyond Sydney and to other parts of Nova Scotia. There's like, for example, the NSCC has campuses all over the place. Yeah, so it'd be good to reach out to those campuses as well. So yeah, so we're doing a good thing right now in Sydney, and it'd be good if that spreads all through.
I mean, for what I hear on the street, people talk about some beautiful programs that have been ongoing for quite a bit. The airport pickup was one that was recently mentioned. We have the barbecue that comes on every now and then. We have the Naja Day and all those other activities. What other programs would you like to see more with the new executive?
I'd say welfare. Yeah. So if it's not a big feedback that we've gotten will be like stronger welfare provisions for our members, and this is just beyond going to pick them up from the airport and getting them settled the first few days. Continuous. So beyond that, if I'd say the one thing that I'd like to see is an expansion of the current welfare roles. I know that we're reaching out to members, like the barbecue is there. Those programs are good and are great. Actually, people look forward to them every year. But then beyond that, we see each other at those events, and then most times we don't see again until the next one. So it like put a structure in place for continuous, where members can reach out to the association at any time, and then we can also ensure that our member welfare is
One more question before I let you go. I think a lot of us, or you, you and worked in 2 terms and worked so successfully. I don't think I have anyone in the community complain about communication here. Where do you think this particular SKU you belong to sits on your own scorecard?
If I were to score them over 10, I'd say I'll probably give us an 8. Yes, because we have done a good job with continuing from, I believe the association continues. It doesn't stop with one executive to the other. But I think we have done a good job with continuing the programs that were put in place from the previous executive into our own. And we've also infused other programs. For example, we had the children's cultural integration camp, which is a wonderful one, just getting the children to learn about our culture. We also have upcoming a youth debate. So this is going to be a visit to the National Nova Scotia House of Assembly. We're going to get children to go in there. They're going to pretty much run the show for that day. Yeah, so, but this is getting our kids to understand legislation, politics. Because sometimes we find that we come here and we're so focused on careers, want to be doctors, like a typical Nigerian parent. But beyond that, how does the system run? The children need to understand that. So that's the goal of the visit to the house that's coming up in April. So I'd say our tenor, our executive, we've done a really good job. And the hope is that the incoming executives continue from there and even do better. We also started the charity registration process that is also on the way to get the association to charitable status. So that is in the works right now, and we're hoping for a result anytime from now.
Absolutely. I mean, I love the fact that you're giving yourself and your team a solid 8. 8 is a good grade anyway. executive, and hopefully they pick one or two. But appreciate you coming here. Thank you. I'll see you later. All right. Okay, so we have a member of the current executive coming here to give us a sense of what they've done so far and what their expectations are as for the new executive. And we are hoping indeed that they are listening and they are beginning to take note of what they need to build upon and do better than these ones have. But make sure that you're not going away, because we have a couple other friends and members of community who will be coming in here to share their thoughts as far as expectation for the new executive. I'll be right back. I'm back again, this time with someone whose face is familiar again within the community. I mean, we know everyone in the community anyway, but we have a candidate who has come to be part of what's going on here. Just want to ask him a few questions as far as his confidence in the organizing, and hopefully he will get into campaigning, because that's long stop. Anyway, you might want to introduce yourself again for those who don't know you.
My name is Michel Difunga.
All right. Michelle is one of the contestants, and he has come in here first as a Nigerian and as one who is concerned with whatever that goes on in community. But so far, I would like to hear from you, Michelle. What are your, how do you feel about what you're seeing with the organizing, with participation from all over the place?
I would say the organization is awesome and perfect, and we embodied the Nigerian spirit in the way we took part, helped ourselves, rallied around to make sure things work. Even the executive arm, they were there with throughout all the process. That's all I can say. They've always been there, and I could say we are just there for each other, making sure things work.
Right. So from the angle of transparency, fairness, do you have that feeling that the electoral committee is doing a great job here, or do you have anything you feel you want to point out?
If I more than what I'm saying, I would have given more to what I'm saying. They've been perfect, and it's been well organized. Sometimes I feel maybe you trust people with little things, you should be able to trust them with bigger things. Maybe back in our country, they should come and learn from us here in Nova Scotia, because it was well done.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone is saying the same, right? Especially when it comes to live, update during elections like this. But there's this clarion call for unity within the community. There's this call to bring everyone together, even though we are all different, a diverse community as we are. We want to hear from you. How important is that call as far as unity of the community?
It's very important because first, when we came here, we're first Nigerians. And apart from being Nigerians, we embed a culture whereby we have ourselves to keep and we have ourselves to help. And coming from that kind of background and coming here and being separate, it affects us. Not really affecting us individually, it affects us as a community. Because it's when we are together that progress comes. Because when you are together, you reason together, you share things together, you help yourselves, and you should be able to do things much better being together.
And participation in the association events and programs for in the past has been a little bit not as expected, but if you want to advise members of the community to participate, what would be the exact word to be saying to them?
I would say wherever you find yourself, make sure to integrate and associate with your kind. Your kind not being maybe your color or your skin type, but your culture. Associate with your culture. It goes a long way to helping you much more than you being in silo, than you being uh, apart. I could remember when I came in, the first thing I did was, is there any association for Nigerians in this town? Then what I heard was, you get one association, we know they two go. I just told the person that, you no need to dey talk that one and say you know they two go. We need each other to help ourselves. Nobody go know whether you dey go through one challenge. Now when they see you, they go know. And a week later, I registered for the association and attended virtual meetings. And this is here I am today talking to you.
But there are people who feel like there are not enough benefits of being part of the community. What are some of the benefits you think people need to be aware of? Because there's definitely benefit in being together. Recently, like someone came to speak to me earlier on and who said someone was sick and everybody rallied around, and which was very good. Beyond that, what are other benefits of members participating and being identified with the Nigerians here?
When someone says there is no benefit in one being together in an association, the person is missing out on his or herself, because the first part is that you miss that benefit of you being heard, because you not being part of that association, the thing that makes you out of that association, no one knows. You can be complaining in your room, in your house, wherever you are, but no one knows. But when you complain where people are, they hear your grievances. Someone who is to help, who is in that community, will reach out to you and help you. It may not be in that particular setting where you are. It may be in private. You mentioned about someone who had an emergency crisis then, and we all rallied around. But if the person had not spoken or was not part of the association, where would the help come from?
Stronger together. I mean, that's a very strong word. Yeah, where will it come from? I mean, if it's not part of the community. I'm actually wishing you well, and hopefully the best will come out today. And whatever that comes, how would you take it? I mean, just to have a sense of what will be your level of acceptance, wherever it swings, will be your take.
Wherever it goes and wherever it swings to, I'm always there to support. Whichever way it goes, I'm always there to support. My support is unhinged. I'm always there to support.
Thank you, Michelle, for your time,
Thank
for
you,
your
guys.
thoughts. There couldn't have been a better time to speak with someone like you. Thank you. All right, so that's Michelle, and I love the way he closed it out. And he said, whichever direction he swings, he's a Nigerian. He's going to survive. I mean, support and put in the best to make sure that community comes first. All right, don't go away. I'll be talking to a few other persons within the house and probably take a tour outside, because there's something I need you all to see out of this venue. I'll be right back. What's that? Mic switch now. Oh, yes. Okay, wait, let me. Life update. Yeah, what do you have to tell?
I already said something.
Ah, madam. Chair, let go. Come and give us update. No, Stanley just left.
So you for just tell before you fix. No. So because in the next 15 minutes, I'll still talk to the topic. Which
Okay, maybe we just step out. Okay, it's coming. Yeah.
promise.
To call. They're about to call election. To call the result.
Is to go in there to go.
Yeah. Basically, the target is. All right.
Where do they look now? I'm not talking you or the camera.
They look. Okay. Yeah. They will go for your face. Maybe you come closer a little bit. Some closer. Yeah, we good? Are we good?
You guys know what I want to talk about.
You're just giving us update. Do you have the numbers? What are the vote cast so far? The percentage?
85% so far.
Okay, so we still have 15% to go.
15%. What's the total
So we have many. Anyway, you can tell about cancellations and everything. Void. Void votes and all that. No, probably.
Yes. Statistics.
Okay. Don't worry. All right. So with us here, chairman, who has decided that it's important to give us update as far as the vote count, and of course we have just about 45 more minutes to call the election. So I would turn to him to tell us what the update is.
So far, we've gotten very impressive performance, but we still have another 1 hour, less than 1 hour, precisely about 45 minutes. And that's a lot of time to swing things around for those contesting at a very close margin. Presently, we have about 85% participation so far. So the 15% is a lot when you look at the vote margin when it's less than 10 between two close, nearly third contestants. And I want to encourage everyone that is here to vote to go all out, pick the candidate of their choice. We want the best candidate to win this election and to represent us well. And I believe at the end of another 45 minutes, we'll know the winners, who the winners are.
Right. So far, have you had any calls or emails of issues, maybe technical issues, those who are not able to vote?
Technology is not static. The issues come, but each time the issues come in, we give them our email, elections at Nigerians in Nova Scotia email.org, to send us any information that they want clarification on, and also questions. And for the last 24 hours, we've gotten barrage of emails, and I'll say yes. Each of those time when those questions or situations come up, we respond to them promptly, and I believe we've gotten very positive feedback from those that sent to us.
So generally, your assessment as far as participation, are they any calls from some quarters of people doing some not healthy things or things that are not probably according to the policies and guidelines?
No, for now we've gotten very, very cooperative candidates. Even the community are very, very responsive to all our guidelines, and we've not had any reason to cancel or give anyone any issues. No, it's been very, very respectful and cooperative experience we've had this period.
All right, thank you very much for the update. We'll come back to you again, hopefully for the final results.
Yes,
all right, yeah. Hopefully,
hopefully in another 1 hour we should announce the results.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Chair, take care. Thank you for your update. And he's telling us clearly that things are going smoothly, and we have no reason to doubt that. We've had some members of the committee come tell us their perspective, the assessment, and the expectation eventually. So please make sure you're staying put. We will come back to you and give you some more updates. In the interim, we'll take you out there and show you where we are and what is significant about this location. Don't go away, and I'll be right back. So we're doing it from outside. So, like I said, we are at the BMO Soccer Center. Very, very notorious place here as far as soccer. You have all the teams in Nova Scotia, in Halifax in particular. They come in here to play all ages. And the reason why we have chosen this place because of being a central place, a place that the Association of Nigerians here in Nova Scotia have known for a very long time for our meetings. And so when you say to anyone to come up to BMO, they won't miss it, and that's why we chose this place. Beyond that, when you come into this place, one thing that is striking is a portrait of the MLA for Clayton Park West, Adegoke Fadere. So when I came in here and I saw this picture of the MLA of Clayton Park, it brought me a very strong reminder of what can happen within our community. This man was about 2 years ago the head of the Association of Nigerians here in Nova Scotia. He did a tremendous work and he earned his place in the politics space here in Nova Scotia. And you can see is someone who represents the resilience of Nigerians. He has worked so hard, and anything can happen within our community because we have the influence, we have the intellectuals, we have all that you can think of a community. And that's why we call on each and every one of us, members of the community, to participate and be part of what's going on in the association. Anything can happen anytime. We have the number, we have the power to influence things that happen within the association. And today is that strong reminder that when we are together, we're stronger and we're better off than being divided and separated. And today we have gathered in one of those beautiful rooms there to decide the next leadership and those who are going to lead us into the next phase of leadership within the association. And we are calling on everyone to go out and vote. Vote because your vote counts. Vote because you mean well for the association. Vote because you desire to see the change that we all need in the association, in the community. And with doing that, it shows participation, it shows interest in the progress of our community. And I bet you we're going to do better as association together and than divided. Don't go away. We have a couple more interviews that will be coming up, and we'll be talking to people and sharing their thoughts, their views as far as expectation for the next leadership. Don't go away, and I'll be right back. Promise a call here. We're gonna talk again. We're gonna have another chat with Soji. Hopefully you win. Let the best win. All right. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. We'll have some time to talk to you again. All right. Thank you. All right. All right, gentlemen, you want to come over here? Thank you. Thank you for accepting to speak with us. I know it was a struggle, right? So, do you want to introduce yourself, basically, and we can go from there?
All right. My name is Innocent Azebokai, and coming here to as an agent to represent Aja Temitokpe Saludin, who is vying for the position of the vice president of this association.
Right, and then having looked at what has been happening so far, I'm sure you've been monitoring, the ongoing elections, communications going out, links are there. People are able to watch live, just like we're speaking right now. What is your assessment so far?
My assessment so far, the turnout is not great, which is kind of disappointing. But a lot of people are seeing more reasons why they should come out and vote. And I love the process so far. It's been seamless. Easy to vote, and at the same time you get a feedback on if your voting went through because you get an email confirmation, and the communication team and the media team has been doing a good job in saying that everyone who have been duly registered um, been able to vote, and at the same time we're able to give clear communication guides to say, okay, you have this time to register, and then you have this time to vote, and then you're able to put a timeline on when the registration is closed. Then you're going to send on that link. So the link wasn't that available before voting, before the registration. It was available after your registration, which was a very good strategy. Communication clear, easy to vote, feedback, which is always very crucial, was given.
Well, I would see that to be a thumbs up for the organizing committee as far as this election goes. But are there other feedbacks that you feel you need to provide at this point? Because we will have to take notes to do things even better. Are there any other thing that jumps out that you feel we can do better or differently?
For now, this is just an election time. So giving feedback on what can be done better, it's going to be when the new could come on board and they're able to now give us their vision, for the next 2 years, and we should be able to hold them to their vision and say, okay, you're accountable for this, and at the same time giving our own recommendation and suggestions to say, with this we're recommending, or we hope that we'll be able to achieve this. But one thing I would just say, it's healing. I think the association needs a lot of healing, and with that healing, it should cut across board. It should not just be limited to just when you see each other. Should be able to pass that word. And like I was discussing while I was sitting, I said I think a lot of listening needs to be done. Listening for you to be able to know on what side or what angle or what perspective or what section you should be able to focus on in the healing. But there's one word I would like to share, which is we are one. Forgetting about what our tribe you're coming from and stuff. When it comes to the association, you're one. You're not saying association of this tribe or association of this tribe, but it's association of Nigeria. So we should be able to put that behind our mind while we are trying to heal and then improve on ourselves.
Well, that's a very good message there, especially for those who are following, right? And I believe that the new ESCO have their job cut out. What are other things you want them to start listening to, like you said, listening to voices and opinion from outside, what are other things you feel they need to start doing or preparing to do to change the narrative?
I believe they have their job cut out for them already. A lot of them have given their manifesto already to say this is what they want to do, this is what they want to achieve. But what I just said should cut across board, should just be the healing process. For me, registration, I just believe, oh, part of the association, but the registration part, was not that, it wasn't promoted. It was just promoted for the election time. So I believe that we should be able to say, oh, before I get this out of the association, I should be able to be financially responsible to the association. But while we are being financially responsible to the association in turn should be able to put down better strategy on, first and foremost, how to receive newcomers into um, the province, and then secondly, those who are already here for a longer time, how to create opportunities for the newcomers. And then we should be able to minimize, oh, you know what, I've been here for a long time, so you know what, I've made some mistakes. You too should make same mistakes. You get what I'm saying? So we don't need that in a situation. It has happened. It has happened. I'm speaking from experience. It has happened. So I think with that we'll be able to not just cut we'll be able to extend healing even to the newcomers that are coming in. So that's basically it.
I mean, when you talk about healing, it's quite heavy, and I would have loved to really dig deeper to unpack what that healing would look like because you have to be sick before you can seek for healing, right? But what do you think makes people really step out rather than step in and be part of society, our association, identify with us and participate in things? What do you think? I mean, looking from outside right now, you have probably heard people say, "Oh, I don't want to have anything to do with the association." What do you think make people think that way?
I would not be able to be in their mind to see this why they're thinking that way, but one thing we need to promote amongst ourselves, it is not just the ESCO that are ambassadors of the association. Each and every one of us, we are ambassadors of the association. So you might be in different walks of life, but you need to know that you have to be an ambassador. And being an ambassador, you need to be able to keep your integrity intact. And then you should be able to know that when they identify you as a Nigeria, that you speak volume. And you don't just speak volume, you carry weight. So when it comes to that healing, it's not something you just sit and dissect, at once. It's something that the ESCO can take a deep dive into it and then say, okay, what can we do? First and foremost, you need to identify the lacuna, and then you will now be able to now say, okay, I have identified. You know what? It might look, forgive me for using the word stupid. It might look stupid, but at the same time, look at it. Like I'm saying. And then from there, you'll be able to now trace whatever steps you need to take towards healing. So,
I mean, I love the structure. First, identify what the problems are. Then you sit down, put up a structure in place to deal with it. But a final word, I want to say, it's your words are very encouraging, and you're speaking for both people in and people out there. But final word from you, what would be your advice to the new exco when they eventually take mantle?
um, my advice to the new ESCO is you're an ESCO, work as a team. Working as a team is the first step. Because if for any reason you are not united, it escalates to members who are following you. And then, same thing, I know that ESCOs or the contestant right now took a bold step by encouraging everyone to be financially responsible, which is a good one, But now that you have done this, coming together, the financial secretary has a lot to do, not just talking about finance or the rest. How do you intend to increase the financial portfolio of the association? And then at the same time, how do you want to now make it impactful? Despite they're the financial secretary, and then the presidency is the one that's supposed to do all necessary approvals, but you still need to know how to do this. If you work as a team, unity goes a long way. If you're not united, trust me, that's when you start having cracks, within them, and it escalates to other persons, which is not, we don't want that. And at the same time, please, let's try as much as possible while promoting unity. Let's keep sentiment aside. Let's keep religious stuff aside, and then let's focus on the word one Nigeria. We can't carry what's happening back home and start replicating it here and then giving it pro max. We can't start doing that. So that's just going to be my own advice for the ESCO.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We have to focus in one Nigeria, right? That's the message. Appreciate your time, man. Hopefully to see you participate too in some of the things, all right? Thank you very much for your thoughts. All right, then. Thank you. All right. So you heard it there from someone who is passionate about Nigeria. He took some time out of work and family time and decided to come here in person to share his thoughts. And I'm sure that the next leaders are listening, they are watching, and they will be able to take notes and apply those lessons. But in a couple of minutes, we'll be hearing the results, and time is ticking. We got just about 10 minutes, and I will have to yield the microphone and wait for the results to be compiled. Then the big announcement will be made. Please don't go away. Stick around, and that big news will be coming your way shortly. Thank you. Yeah, so we have a very prominent member, another one from the community who is going to be sharing his experience so far with the election, arrangement, and everything. It's good to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Tell us your name, tell us who you are in this community, because you are a prominent person, but I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it for you to do the introduction.
Okay, thank you. My name is Jide George. I am the lead pastor of Global Harvest Church, Halifax.
Awesome. You came into this building and we saw a lot of people come to say hello to you. Obviously, you have some level of influence here. Tell us, are you impressed so far with what you've seen here for the elections today?
Oh, it's a very beautiful environment, and seeing a lot of people here is a good encouragement that the association is doing well and that people are well associated with it, with what is going on, and beyond the fact that people are voting, the fact that people could sit down together, chat, eat together, and it's a great one.
Apart from some of the things that are flying around as far as communication and all those things, we've interviewed a lot of people, but I want to ask you, what do you think is lacking within the association that the new leaders should be concerned about, should do better upon, in your opinion, as a leader as well within the community?
All right, thank you. Giving it to the outgoing administration, I think they have really tried. They've moved the association to another level, really. And for me, what I desired is more unity. I think it's important that we become Nigerian, more like being put apart. I think there is too much of people taking their own corners, too much of silos, but rather we should bond together as Nigerian and lead. If we're able to do that, because I was listening to the debate. I listened to the debate, and I've listened to comment from people out after that, and it's looking to me that we are fractionalized rather than come together. I feel that we are better together than just being apart. different part of us have different strength. So if we bring all this strength together, everybody thinks together, we're able to solve more problem than causing more. So I think it will be important to bond together more, be unified as a people. The other part of it also is, for me, is I think we need to be intentional about training leaders, people that should lead the association, beyond just anybody just come around to be voted for. We should have people that have real leadership quality and that can get in and kick the ground running, really, knowing that they have exactly what they want to do and they know how to go about it. So I think it's important that the new executive coming in, they should really think about the next level of leadership, grow them, as in intentionally grow them, and from there it will be easy to lead, and it will be easy for us to have people that will stand up tomorrow, rather than we have positions that are just vacant.
Good afternoon, good evening, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of us that have made our time this evening to be here. First of all, I want to thank God Almighty for this opportunity because I believe with Him, everything that we have done today, we wouldn't have been able to do it without Him. I want to thank Him first. And secondly, I want to thank very especially a very strong and committed team, the election committee for this year, 2026 elections. I can say for the last 2 months, we gave a promise that we would do something that the Nigerian community, home and abroad, will learn from. And I believe today we've shown an example of what elections should be like. And I want to thank every member of that committee, 4 of us in that number. They have been very wonderful, working very, very hard every single day for the last 2 months. We meet every day and we discuss this success. I want to thank them for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, committee members. And also, I want to sincerely thank every election member, participant, all the members that partook in today's election, the candidates, your presence, your patience, your commitment to this association has demonstrated the strength of community, which we also desire. I believe no matter where the result went, the one thing that is still common amongst us is that love and community reign supreme. And I know this will live after now as we continue to enjoy today's day. I also want to recognize the candidates who stepped forward, who served, the ones that are currently serving, the current ESCO. They've been very instrumental to the success of today's election, offering themselves and their leadership, volunteering their time, and taking their time and dedicating their courage into ensuring we had a wonderful time. Most especially, I want to thank the board of trustees for the ANNS Nova Scotia for their wonderful support. Unfortunately, our board lady was not able to make it here today, but she extends her love, extends our congratulations to all the candidates that will be declared winners today. And I believe because she has been here in spirit, every one of us will take our message with a very strong, warm heart. Today's election reflects the collective voice of members and the democratic values that guides our association. And the committee worked diligently to ensure that the process was fair, transparent, and credible. And we appreciate the cooperation of every one of us that has helped to make this work. And as we move forward, and I encourage every one of us to remember that leadership may change, but the association belongs to all of us. And our strength lies in unity, our participation, and also our shared commitment to seeing the great association live to its created mandate that he has come out to be. So without wasting most of our time, I'll be listing out the results as it comes, and every one of us should please chair everyone that has partaken into this election. So as of this morning, when the election started, we had a total of 332 voters, 332 eligible voters, 332 eligible voters. Of that number, 89% voted, which translates into 296 votes. 10 ballots were added during the election, which made it up to 331 votes in emails were sent out, and a few came back not getting their mails delivered. Either the recipient didn't give us correct emails or refused to answer their emails to vote. And the result reads as follows. For the Office of Welfare 2, we had 249 votes that voted in support of his candidature. He's a single candidate, and by virtue of our bylaw, he must score two-thirds majority of vote casted. 47 people abstained from voting, and by virtue of him attaining the two-thirds of all casted votes, Joseph Chianu is hereby returned as the winner for Welfare Officer 2 office. Go to the next officer, Welfare Officer 1. It was a tightly contested office, and of the total number of votes casted tonight, 159 votes went for Chiazuka Ikebata, 126 votes went for Ronke Disu, and we had some people that decided not to vote for any of the two candidates, abstained from voting, 11 in numbers. So by virtue of the popular votes amongst these two, Chiazuka Ikebata is hereby returned the winner of Welfare Officer 1 office. For the office of the Treasurer, we had 264 votes for this office, 32 abstentions. 264 votes far exceeds the two-thirds majority of the vote required to declare a winner. So therefore, we're declaring Victor Ani as the winner for the office of the Treasurer and is hereby returned elected. The next one is the Financial Secretary 2. 257 votes were casted for this office, 39 abstentions. Of the 257 votes, this far exceeds the two-thirds majority of votes required to declare a winner. And so we're declaring Rita Ibrahim returned as the winner for the Financial Secretary 2 office. And is hereby elected. The next office is the Financial Secretary 1. 263 votes were counted, 33 abstentions for this office. By virtue of the two-thirds majority vote required, 263 votes exceed the two-thirds majority vote required to declare the winner. By virtue of the office, Franklin and Anoje is hereby returned elected for the office of the Financial Secretary 1 office. Secretary General 2 office, we had 273 votes, 23 abstentions, being the only candidate in this office, running for the office, and the requirement of two-thirds votes required. Felicia Okwala exceeds the two-thirds requirement for votes to be declared the winner. So we're declaring Felicia Okwala declared to return as the winner for the General Secretary 2 office and is hereby returned elected. General Secretary 1. We had 253 votes, 43 abstentions, and we had just one contestant for that office, but there is a requirement in the bylaw of a two-thirds of votes of those casted. Kule Muyideen Alagbe meets and exceeds the two-thirds voters for the office of the Secretary 1 office. So because of he has made this, we are declaring Muyideen Kule Alagbe winner for the General Secretary 1 office and is hereby returned elected. We'll go to the next office on our list, the Vice Presidential Office. It's closely competed by two very highly resourced personnel in our association, Adaugo Nwakuna Njaku Njaka and Islamayat Salahuddin. Both performed very credibly well all through. They've been very supportive in the election process, volunteering their time, helping us in having today be what it is today. By virtue of the popular vote, 294 voters were casted, 2 abstention. Adaugo Nwankuna Njaka scored 155 votes. Islamayat Salahuddin scored 139 votes. And by virtue of popular votes, Adaugo Nwankuna Njaka is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the vice president of the ANNS 2026 election. And finally, the major one we have all been waiting for, the president of the ANNS and winner for 2026 election. Total vote casted is 286 votes. 10 abstained from voting. And we had 2 contestants in this office. Philip Okunaya scored 225 votes, and Michelle Defaunga scored 61 votes. By virtue of popular votes, Philip Okunaya is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as president of ANNS 2026 election. I want to thank every one of us again for our time, for our patience, and most especially our participation in seeing this election a huge success. The work is now begun for the new executive. Transition will be communicated to them, and in due time, everyone will know the next steps to take. Later this evening, everyone in the association will get a copy of this result, and all the party agents, candidate agents all here will be having a good time. They are all in good spirit. They all love this election, and I believe we can replicate this back home in Nigeria. And I know my team, my election team, are all ready to replicate the same in our Nigerian elections. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.
Well, whatever that has a beginning surely has an end, and we've all witnessed and seen how and from all sectors. And with me as well, we sign out. I want to get your perspective else about our community.
Well, it shows that people are really in quest of something to move them on. I wouldn't say change, because that seems to be a word now that proposes we've had something very bad previously. I think, like I mentioned earlier, the current set of executives have really put in a lot to maintain balance among the association. So we are expecting that the current elected officers will push the association forward. So people are in quest of that development. What next? What do we stand to gain? Like one of your previous speakers, said something like, "What am I benefiting from the association?" Of course, it's a kind of question that goes both ways. What are you actually contributing to the association? But importantly, followers want to know, what am I benefiting from whatever I'm contributing to an association? So the current executives should start thinking about that. How do members benefit from the association? And the benefit for me is not in some of these regular events, regular programs that we put up. We need to go further. People have to have that personal sense of belonging before they know, oh, I have something I benefit. It does not have to be monetary, it does not have to be material, but then I need to know that once I think ANNS, if I have some kind of problems or hindrances, I know there is someone there or an association there to help me step over those problems.
Absolutely, and we also have seen that even the election organizing committee have done a fantastic job so far.
Absolutely.
Did you find anything that you feel they can improve upon?
Well, when you get to the apex of excellence, I don't think we should aspire to go further. You just fall down from the tree. In the artistic sense, I think the job they've done is what we call sublime. Yeah, I think it's a very fantastic job.
Well, we all can agree with that this particular school, like every other one, have done a great job, and thumbs up for them, according to Soji and myself, of course, our observation. But all we want to say is that this is about the time we all come together, close ranks, be candidates who made it, the ones who didn't make it. But the beautiful thing is that we see sportsmanship in all of them. Is that the same observation you made too?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a couple of candidates before the election result was announced, and because it's in real time, we could follow the progress of the votes. And yeah, I saw one or two candidates who actually are aware that they are on the losing streak, and the spirit was very high. That's fundamental for me as the way we should relate with ourselves as human beings. Yeah, so that's very impressive.
Absolutely impressive. On Nigeria, right? We didn't have issues here. There were no ballots being taken away. Nobody's stealing ballots. We also see that friendship was across board. They were shaking hands and hugging themselves even while the votes were being counted. And so the message for the community, this is actually the beginning of the job. We all need to put hands together and support these ones. They are not in any way better than every other member of the community, but they're just going to lead us. So I think at this point, all we owe them is that support. So with this, and my troublesome brother here, Soji, we want to thank you for your participation, and please stay connected, stay tuned. But don't forget to stay connected to community activities. And with this, we'll be able to move the community to the next level. Take care, and God bless you. Have a good evening. Bye.